In the past 50 years, 1,600 people have been executed in the United States, according to the Equal Justice Initiative. Behind each of those numbers is a story, a name, a life, a person who, right or wrong, became a part of a system that decides who deserves to live and who deserves to die. Today, as someone who has spent time studying the death penalty and its unethical foundations, I am looking beyond statistics and punishment and instead questioning what it means to uphold justice in a moral and evolving society. And I come today to prove that the death penalty should be abolished in today's society because of its lack of relevance, its ineffectiveness in preventing crime, and its profound ethical and social contradictions. First, the death penalty no longer is relevant in modern society. As time moves forward and technology and understanding advances, we find ourselves clinging to an outdated practice rooted in revenge, not justice. Public support for the death penalty has steadily declined over the years. According to the Equal Justice Initiative, demographic trends show that younger adults, college graduates, and non-white populations increasingly reject it. These groups see what generations before them often don't, that the death penalty does not reflect the values of progress, equity, or humanity that we claim to stand for as a nation. Internationally, the United States is also falling behind. According to the Death Penalty Information Center, over 70% of countries worldwide have abolished the death penalty by law or in practice. Among our closest allies, nations that we share our democratic principles with, we stand as an outlier, continuing a punishment that the rest of the world has already recognized as archaic and inhumane. Historically, the death penalty was once seen as a tool of social control and a public spectacle. Executions were used to display the power of the state to intimidate, to control, in societies without media or literacy. The spectacle served as propaganda to enforce the authority. But we live in a different world now. Our justice system should reflect reason, not fear, and our morality should reflect compassion, not cruelty. Second, the death penalty fails to fulfill its intended purpose. The death penalty does not deter crime, nor does it deliver consistent justice. Research repeatedly shows that states without the death penalty often have lower crime rates than those that do use it. Looking at the U.S. News and the Death Penalty Information Center, comparing the states that have the lowest crime rates, it is apparent that the top 5 states that have already abolished the death penalty also have the lowest crime rates. If the threat of death were truly an effective deterrent, we would already see the opposite. Instead, what we find is a punishment driven by emotion, not evidence. Beyond its ineffectiveness, the death penalty is expensive, significantly more costly than life imprisonment. According to Reno Gazette journals, the endless appeals, complex trials, and required safeguards drains millions of taxpayer dollars that could be redirected towards what truly reduces crime: mental health services, early intervention, and community-based prevention programs. Imagine if even a fraction of those funds were invested in trauma support, education, or violence reduction. We could save lives before crimes even happen. Life without parole already ensures public safety, but unlike execution, it allows for justice that is certain, not irreversible. A society that values prevention over punishment is a society that truly values life. Third, the death penalty stands in direct conflict with our moral and ethical values. It is irreversible, absolute, and yet administered by a justice system that is deeply fallible. Humans make mistakes. Our systems are not perfect, yet we continue to carry out a punishment that offers no room for correction. Wrongful convictions, official misconduct, and racial bias. All of these plague our courts. To execute someone within such a system is to admit that perfection exists where it does not, and the inequities go deeper still. Both the race of the defendant and the victim play a decisive role in who lives and who dies. According to DPI.org, studies show that Black descendants are 38% more likely to receive the death penalty over white defendants. Over 75% of those executed were convicted of killing white victims, even though nationally about half of all homicide victims are African American. This is not justice. This is a mirror reflecting the biases we refuse to confront. The death penalty does not uphold equality, it exposes our failure to achieve it. So, in conclusion, the death penalty should be abolished in today's society because it no longer serves a relevant purpose, it fails to prevent crime, and it stands as a moral contradiction to the values we claim to uphold. A system built on justice cannot stand on the foundation of irreversible error. A nation that values life cannot continue to sanction death. So I leave you with this. If justice is meant to protect our lives and uphold fairness in our society that is striving for equality and has been for years, then the death penalty that leaves absolutely no room for error has absolutely no place in America's future, in our future.